With technical color correction, the first thing we want to do is evaluate our colors and whether we're broadcast legal. In order to do this, we're going to go into the color mode of Premiere, and this will bring up our Lumetri color and our scopes. Now, the first thing we want to do with our scopes is we want to uncheck clamp signal, and we want to change 8-bit to float. This will give us more information to look at when working with our color correction. Now here you can see we are looking at our RGB video scopes. We want to change this to Luma for the time being. With Luma, this is where we're going to see our broadcast legal limits. With broadcast legal, we want to be between 0 and 100. Anything over 100 and anything below 0 is outside of broadcast legal range. You can see in this situation, or in this image, we are up to about 110 on some of the hotspots in this image. So the first thing we want to do is we will just go in to our curves and we will take the highlights down. And we'll get that, the hottest spot, right at 100. Now with our blacks are sitting right at 0, and we could probably lift these up a little bit in order to create just a little bit of room. And then we want to lift our midtones to add a little bit of shape and detail in here. Now this image would be broadcast legal. But looking at this image, we probably have a little bit of color correction to do. And when we first came in on the RGB parade, we could see that our whites actually have a red-green hue to it. That we're not balanced in our whites. So again, we can come over here to our curves, and we can see that we want to bring our reds down. And how we do this is going to be up to each individual. I would go towards the middle color. So I'm going to take the reds down to the green, and I'm going to take the blues up to the green. And once we have a white line here, that's when all colors are evenly mixed. We can see that we have equal balances of red, green, and blue to create a balanced white. Now, if we look at our before and after, you can now see how much yellow and how dingy. You know, this is a white shirt. We turn the curves back on. We can see that this is now actually white rather than that red-yellow cast that we had into it originally. Now we can go back and look. If we select our wrench, we can go back to our waveform, check our Luma. We are broadcast legal. Now, a lot of times, we didn't need to do the first step. If we come in and just do the color correction and get the color correction balanced, a lot of times that will bring us into broadcast legal range. We could still come in, you know, if we look, we can bring this up. You can see we're still just slightly, but we don't have to bring it down as much. And we can lift that midtone up a little bit, and our blacks are still fine. This is your basis of technical color correction. This is balancing our whites and our blacks. This is creating your image to be broadcast legal.